Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome, noodlers. Welcome, wholesalers. Welcome, wannabe wholesalers. You guys, especially, you're in the right place because this is the Wholesale Real Estate Investing by SAHA number 223. And this is where you get great knowledge and information about wholesale real estate. Just that simple. I'm Paul. I'm hanging out here from Phoenix, Arizona on this beautiful, what is this? It's a Freedom Friday, Hawaiian shirt day. As you can see, I talked about this probably. I don't know if it was on this hangout or the other, but sleeping, waking up late. Got over that cold. Still got a little congestion coming out, but got this sleeper bug going on now, which one of the nice things about being 100% in wholesale real estate is that, hey, I can sleep. My body wants to sleep, I sleep. I'm a sleeping guy anyway. All my life. 7 to 9 hours is pretty much my average every day. Without that, I'm kind of worthless. And when I'm sick, heck, just 3 days ago, lingering effect from not feeling well, I slept 12 hours. Apologies, guys, but that's getting better. Getting better. Okay, so sorry about all that. And you know what? Gosh, excuse me 1 second. I had a thought. All right, yeah, my assistant's coming over here, so I got to unlock the door so she can get in. Anyway, where were we here? Yes, okay, hanging out in Phoenix. Hey, type it in. Let us know where you're hanging out from. We always like to know where you guys are hanging out from, watching the show, getting all this fantastic wholesale real estate information so that you can apply it to your business, or you can get started, or you can give us a call and join the Property Noodlers, or you can email us and join the Property Noodlers, or you can email us and ask questions. You can do whatever the heck you want. That's the beauty of wholesale real estate. Do whatever the heck you want. What are we meeting at the renter's warehouse for? Anyway, I'm sorry, just got a text that threw me off there. Anyway, fundamental difference between the two types of wholesaling. What do you mean two types of wholesaling? Yes, it's not really two types of wholesaling, but it's two different methods of wholesaling, okay? That's kind of what I meant. Let me give you a little example here. Somebody gets a call from a guy who says, hey, I got a million widgets here. They're worth $1 each on the open, or they're worth $1 each retail, and I want to sell them for 1 penny each. Okay, guy says, okay, 1 penny each. That's what, 10 grand, $10,000, $10,000 for $10,000 for a million $1 widgets. Guy says, you know what? Tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. Or here's what I'd like to do. Don't offer your widgets to anyone else. Give me 24 hours, and I'll have your money. Give me 24 hours, and I'll have your money for you tomorrow at noon. Guy says, great, awesome. This guy now gets on the phone, starts making a couple of phone calls, and he finds a guy who gets excited about buying these widgets for 10 cents a piece. 10 cents a piece. Okay? These are dollar widgets now. This guy buying them for 10 cents a piece. He's excited as can be, right? He tells the guy, hey, tell you what, get me the money tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. and I'll have your widgets delivered to you by 12:30. Guy's like, awesome, great. Million widgets at 12:30 tomorrow for what's 10 cents times a million? $100,000. What's the spread here? 90 grand? Wait a second. Yeah. So the guy who got the call in the first place, right? Next day, 11:30, he says, hey, you got the money? Guy says, yep, here's the money. $100,000. Guy says, great. Thank you very much. He says, hey, calls the other guy, says, hey, I got your money here for your widgets. He's like, yeah, excellent. Yeah. Here's your 10 grand right here. And would you send those widgets over to 123, the other guy's house street? Guy's like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll have them delivered over there right away. There go the widgets. This guy got his widgets for 10 cents a piece. He's jumping for joy, dancing in the streets. He just made a heck of a bargain. This guy, he said he had his price set. He got his money, right? And what happened in between? An extra $90,000 fell into your pocket. That's pretty cool, right? That's wholesaling, guys. That's how it works. But now, how many of you have ever experienced, actually done wholesaling like that before? I'll tell you what, a lot of people haven't because we're not trained to think that way. That's one of the biggest holdbacks that everybody has. That's a whole nother storyline. That's a whole nother show that we can hold there, which we do. We talk about that stuff all the time. But the way that you were raised, the environment that you grew up in, the things that you saw, experienced, and did in your lifetime, the education that you received from the school systems, all of those things have basically programmed you in a certain way, and you think a certain way, and that whole concept of wholesaling right there, is not necessarily a way that you think. Now, wholesaling is a tool, guys. What you do with the tool is what it all comes down to. So, like I said, the way you think about things is the you using the tool. The tool, wholesaling, is just the tool. All right, so getting back into this now. So, like I said, how many of you have ever conducted a transaction such as that anywhere in life? But I'll bet you some of you have conducted a transaction similar to this. Let's say your neighbor Joe comes wheeling into your driveway with his lawnmower one morning, and he says, hey, Paul, I'm going to go buy a brand new lawnmower today. I just want to go get a new lawnmower, and I don't want this one. Will you buy it from me? And you're like, well, the lawnmower's in great shape, Joe. What are you buying a new one for? You're like, I just want to get a new lawnmower, and I just want to get this, just get rid of this one. Okay, well, what do you want for it? I'm like, I don't know, just give me $20 for it. Like, $20? Okay. So you reach in your pocket, you pull out $20 and you hand it to Joe, right? And then you're going, well, what am I going to do with this lawnmower? I got a perfectly good lawnmower. And you go, wait a second. You grab the lawnmower and you wheel it over to Harry's house next door on your left side. You say, hey, Harry, you got that ratty old lawnmower, dude. You want to upgrade to a nice newer lawnmower? Harry goes, wow, that's a pretty good lawnmower, man. What do you want for that thing? He says, I don't know, just give me $30 for it. And you're like, really? $30 for it? Harry reaches in his pocket, he pulls out $30 cash and hands it to you, right? Harry's got a new lawnmower. Joe's going to get his new lawnmower, and he's got his space in his garage to put it in. And here you are standing in the middle with $30 when you had $20 prior to, right? You guys have probably all done something like that, where you purchased something from somebody, and then you turned around and you sold it to somebody else, and you made a profit in the middle, right? Okay, that's wholesaling as well. But do you see the difference there? In this particular case, in the lawnmower situation, you actually had to purchase the lawnmower first. You actually had to take possession of it. You had to become the owner of the lawnmower before you could turn around and make your profit. Okay, and then you had to turn around and go sell that lawnmower You had to come out of your pocket with money, by the way, in order to become the owner. And then in order to make your profit, you had to go out and sell that lawnmower for a price higher than what you bought it for. This is called the back-to-back transaction. You see, there's two completely different transactions going on here. You're buying the lawnmower from Joe. That's transaction number one. And then you're turning around and you, as the new owner of the lawnmower, are now selling it to Harry. And that's transaction number two. Also known in the real estate world as the A to B and the B to C. Now, how many of you have ever thought in that exact same situation, right? How many of you have ever thought in that exact same situation, Joe comes wheeling his lawnmower over there, parks it in front of you and says, hey, give me 20 bucks for it. And you say, you know what, Joe, I'll tell you what, go to the house, go on, leave the lawnmower here, go on back to the house, give me 30 minutes and I'll bring you your 20 bucks for this lawnmower. Joe says, okay, great, thanks. I gotta go make me a cup of coffee or whatever and get ready to go buy my new lawnmower anyway, right? I can wait 30 minutes. And you say, okay, great. Now you don't even touch the lawnmower, right? You haven't bought the lawnmower. You don't own the lawnmower. You're not taking possession of the lawnmower, right? It's just sitting right there in your driveway. So instead of you touching the lawnmower and pushing it over to Harry's, you just go over to Harry's. You say, hey, Harry, you know that ratty old lawnmower you got? You want to upgrade? I got an awesome lawnmower for you to do because you can have it really cheap. He's like, really? Yeah, come on, let's go check it out. You guys come back over to your driveway. Harry goes, wow, that's a pretty awesome lawnmower. What do you want for it? You tell Harry 30 bucks, right? So Harry says, I'll take it for 30 bucks. Harry hands you $30, right? And Harry wheels the lawnmower over to his house himself. Again, you never touched the lawnmower. You never took possession of the lawnmower. You never owned the lawnmower, right? All you did was get control of the lawnmower. It was being controlled in your driveway. There it is. I've got the ability to do whatever I want with this lawnmower right now. And Harry gives you 30 bucks, and then you walk over or then you don't even walk over to Joe's. You call up Joe and you say, hey, Joe, hey, come on over here and get your 20 bucks. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm just getting ready to leave anyway. I'll be right there. Joe walks over, he gets his 20 bucks, boom, you made your profit. Right? Actually, you probably didn't even walk over to Harry's either. You probably called Harry on the phone as well too. You just stood there in your driveway and went, hey, Harry, come on over here and check out this lawnmower I got for you, brother. And he comes over and gives you the 30 bucks. And you go, yo, Joe, I got you 20 bucks. Come over and get your 20 bucks, right? That's what is called, in the real estate world, it's called assignment of contract. Now, in this particular case, there was no actual contract. You didn't write up a contract with Joe and say, hey, I will pay you $20 for your lawnmower in 30 minutes. You could have. You could have very easily done that. And Joe's got his now a little contract there that says Paul's going to buy my lawnmower in 30 minutes for $20. That's a contract, right? And you could have said, hey, Joe, look, I got this lawnmower here. I can sell it to you for 30 bucks. Boom, there you go. Anyway, that's assignment of contract. So you've got back-to-back closing or back-to-back transaction, A to B, B to C, and then you've got assignment of contract. And the fundamental difference here is assignment of contract, you're never taking possession. You never own the property, okay? In reality, you're not even selling the property, okay? Because realistically, it's illegal. You can't sell another person's property unless you're a licensed real estate agent. So how did this whole thing take place? How did this assignment of contract take place? Because that's exactly what we're talking about, assignment of contract, not assignment of property, not selling someone else's property, none of that stuff, okay? Now, in the first place, see, you can buy the property, take possession of it, and then now it's your property. You can sell your own property, but you couldn't go and say, hey, Joe, you got this house over here you want to sell, right? Let me go sell it for you. And then go over to Harry and say, hey, Harry, I got this house for sale over here. It's Joe's, but he's letting me sell it for him. And here's the price. That's illegal. Don't do that. Okay? You have to have a real estate license to do that shit. All right? But you can go to Joe and you can say, hey, Joe, you want to sell that house? I tell you what, I'll buy that house. I'll buy that house for X. I'll buy that house for X amount of dollars in X amount of days. Joe says, great, sounds good. Looking forward to it. Then you can go to Harry and you can say, Harry, look, I've how would you like to buy this house over here at Y amount of dollars? And Harry looks and he goes, that house, or I'm sorry, at Z amount of dollars. We got X, we got Z, all right? Harry's selling, Joe, I'm confusing myself here, sorry. Joe is selling the house. You sign a contract with Joe to sell the house to you for X amount of dollars. You go to Harry, and you say, Harry, how'd you like to buy that house over there for Z amount of dollars? Harry says, wow, that's an awesome house for Z price. I'd love to buy that house over there for Z price. You say, well, tell you what, Harry, I have a contract to buy that house. And I would go ahead and for a total amount of Z dollars, I will assign my contract to you. So you can buy that house instead of me. And Harry says, what? Wait a second. Yeah. I've got the contract to buy it. I'm all scheduled. I'm all positioned. I have everything I need in place for me to buy that property. I'll let you buy it instead. How does that sound? And you can buy it for Z amount of dollars. Harry says, whoa, for Z amount of dollars, yeah, I'm in, dude. I'll take it. So you write up a little contract that says, Harry will buy such and such property. Or I'm sorry, Harry will buy the rights to purchase such and such property from Paul for Z amount of dollars. So he's not purchasing a property from me. Do you see now how that works? What he's purchasing from me is the right to purchase. See, I have a contract which gives me the right to purchase. I don't own the property yet. I'm not selling my own property. I'm not selling that house. I'm selling my contract. I'm selling the rights that I have wrapped up in that contract, which is the right to purchase that property. That's what I'm selling. So I'm selling to Joe my right, my control over this property. And Joe steps in and he says, great, here we go. Going to escrow over here. My contract with Paul says I'm buying for Z amount. He gets in there, he brings his Z amount. Title does their thing. Joe gets his X amount, and Y is left in the middle. And why do I get that money? I get that money. I get that Y money because I controlled the property. I got myself an equitable interest. I controlled the property. I contracted to purchase the property. That contract to purchase gives me an equitable interest. I can do whatever I want with it with my equitable interest. I chose to sell my equitable interest, which my equitable interest is my rights to purchase. I sold to sell my rights to purchase to someone else who ends up buying the property. Y comes to me, property goes over to him, money gets in Joe's hands, everybody's happy. It's a win-win-win. That is how you assign a contract. So I just wanted to really point out to you guys that there's really a serious difference between doing back-to-back closings and doing assignment of contracts. See, when you do a back-to-back closing, you're actually purchasing an item, you're taking possession of it, you're becoming the owner of it, and then you're turning around and you're selling the item for a higher price to someone else, and that difference that you make right there, Uncle Sam sees that as a taxable event. So if you made $10,000 on that deal, You bought it for $80,000 and you sold it to Joe for $90,000, and you made $10,000 on that deal. Well, guess what? Uncle Sam wants a cut of that. Yeah. And generally, people say, hey, you should pull out 30% of your taxes, 30% of your earnings. Sorry, my ears are itching. 30% of your earnings for your taxes. So now your $10,000 profit just became a $7,000 profit. Something you need to think about. Now, here's another thing. Out of that $7,000 profit, in order for you to purchase Joe's property in the first place, you need the cash. You got to have the money, okay? A bank's not going to loan you the money because you don't have time to contract Joe's property and set up a bank loan, have a bank come in here and put the money up, to buy Joe's property and give you a loan. That doesn't happen. Okay, that's not going to work. No time for that. That's not the way you're going to get it done. So either you need to have all the cash to buy Joe's property, or if you're lucky enough to be in a state where you could potentially, as long as you let your buyer know that, say, hey, Joe, listen, along with buying my rights to purchase that property, we're going to use your money, okay, to close this transaction, which is then going to flow through the property to you, okay? Joe or Harry has to know that in order for you to be able to use his money to close your A to B transaction. It's got to be disclosed, and Harry has to know that's what's happening. And a lot of states, even if he knows, still won't let you do it. So if you can't do it, or you don't want Harry to know, whatever the case might be, you still need the money because you have to close on that front end transaction. So there is lenders out there that will do what's called transactional funding, things along those lines, where they will actually loan you the money so you can buy Joe's house and close your A to B transaction for, they'll loan you the money for the 1, 2, 3 days, whatever it is that you need in order to get that transaction closed and turn around and get this transaction closed to pay back that loan. So there are companies that will loan you that money, but it's not that cheap, okay? Generally, it's going to cost you, I would say, a minimum of another $2,500. Might cost you upwards of $4,500. So now your $10,000 profit, your $10,000 spread here, because this is a taxable event, 30% off to Uncle Sam. So now you got a $7,000 profit. Now you got to pay your transactional money, your transactional lending guy. Let's just say, let's just go in the middle. Let's say another $3,500, and now your $7,000 profit is $3,500 profit. So you're all excited about this great deal. I'm going to make 10 grand, but you better think about Uncle Sam if you're doing a back-to-back closing, and you better put some money away for him because he's going to come back for it later and say, hey, look, you made a whole bunch of money. Where's mine? You want to live in my country, you've got to pay me. Okay, that's how the government works. You want to live in our country, you got to pay me. That's the bottom line. You make some money, you got to give us some of your money. That's because we run off of your, we spend your money for you to keep you safe. Okay, that's what government does. It takes some of your money and spends it for you to keep you safe. Okay, so you got to pay for the Uncle Sam. Better account for that, and you got to pay for your transactional funding, and your $10,000 deal now becomes a $3,500 deal. Very, very important for you to understand, because now when you take that same transaction and you do the assignment of contract, okay, you're buying from Joe for $80,000. You're assigning your contract to Harry for a total purchase price of $90,000. There's a $10,000 difference right there, right? Harry comes into escrow with his $90,000. Title takes Harry's money, purchases Joe's property directly to Harry because the contract says Paul gave up his right to purchase and Harry's purchasing instead of Paul. And so Harry buys the property basically directly from Joe at the price that Paul contracted it for, and there's an extra lump of Y money there. And why does that come to me? Because it was my contract. I sold my contract. I didn't sell a house. I sold my contract to Harry. And so that $10,000 is the sale price that was attached to my contract. And that $10,000 comes to Paul. There's no transactional funding. I didn't have to close any deals there. There's no money to pay for. There's nothing happening there that I have to pay for. And also, too, Uncle Sam doesn't see my selling my rights as a taxable event. What? Yeah. I don't have to pay a capital gains tax on that money. Now, of course, it's an income. You're going to have to pay income tax. You're going to want shelters and things like that. You want your business set up the right way, and you want to do the right things with that money in order to protect yourself from Uncle Sam. But you're going to be able to keep a whole lot more of it at the end of the day. Maybe, if you got things set up right, maybe out of that $10,000, maybe Uncle Sam's going to get maybe $20,000 or maybe $15,000. So your $10,000 deal, is an $8,000 or $8,500. Maybe if you got yourself set up great with a great accountant and great attorneys and all that, maybe you're keeping 90% of that money. Maybe your $10,000 deal only drops down to a $9,000 deal. Okay, assignment of contract is a much healthier wholesale method than is back-to-back closing if you want to be making big money on your deals. Because the other way, you just got to pay too much. Too many fingers in the pie. Too many professionals, or not professionals, but too many regulations, rules and regulations you have to stick within. And every time there's a rule and a regulation, guess what? It costs you money. Yeah, every rule and regulation costs you money. Not only just in real estate, trust me, in life. Every rule and regulation that's out there costs you money. That's money out of your pocket. Every time you vote yes on a bill to pass a new law, costing you money, okay? You vote on a bill to lower taxes, guess what? It's costing you money. Some way, somehow, every law, every bill, every regulation, every restriction, everything costs you money. It's all coming out of your pocket. Understand that. So the more you can keep in your pocket, the better you get, the better off you are. And when you're doing assignment of contract versus back-to-back closing, you're definitely keeping more money in your pocket. So I hope you guys get that. I hope you guys really get a good grasp on the difference there between a back-to-back closing and an assignment of contract. And I hope I've explained them in a way that is really, on a fundamentally simple level, that it actually makes sense. Because when you get into this game, you obviously you're going to be talking to a lot of different people about a lot of different things. And, one of the things, if you're buying REOs or short sales or something like that, guess what? The bank's going to force you. You have no choice. You have to do a back-to-back closing. Like I said, some states may not even allow an assignment of contract. A lot of title companies won't do assignment of contract. So, you have to talk to a lot of people. You have to find out what the rules and regulations are. And if it's possible for you to do assignment of contract, you got to find the people that are willing to do it. So there's a lot of things that you need to know and find out and do in order to be able to start saving yourself some money and keep and making more money on your deals, or whether or not it's even possible. Again, all falls back to the real estate being about relationships. You got to go out and build these relationships, find these relationships, create these relationships with the people who can help you make the most money. All right, guys. Hey, that's it. Fundamental difference between the two types of real estate, which is, or the two types of wholesaling, which is back-to-back closings versus assignment of contract. All right. More money, less taxes, less money costs. Assignment of contract, the way you want to go, every chance you can. Sometimes, I'll tell you straight up, sometimes there's going to be factors that you absolutely have to do back-to-back close. Like I said, anytime you're dealing with a bank, REO, short sale, et cetera, and so on, they're not going to allow you to assign your contract to somebody else. You have to buy that property. you have to do back-to-back closing. There's other situations too where it may actually be more beneficial to you to do a back-to-back closing. And that's obviously something for another show, but there could be certain circumstances wrapped around the transaction of that deal and closing that deal that you look at it and you say, you know what, I'm going to do better. Everybody's going to do better here if we can do a back-to-back closing instead of an assignment of contract. So knowing the fundamental difference is where you need to start, obviously, setting yourself up to be able to capitalize on both methods the proper way with the right people. Another thing, and knowing the fundamental difference and knowing what's going on with your deals is going to allow you to obviously apply the proper one that's going to work best for you and keep more money in your pocket. So with that, everybody, oh universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. With that, everybody, have a great day. I'm so glad you're here. I hope the show really lays this out for you, and we'll see you back here on New Op Day, where once again we get back into the relationship aspect of real estate, because that's what it's all about.